Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching. Before you do anything else, like, subscribe, and activate those notifications by clicking on that bell icon down here somewhere. So welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to discuss this painting that I made. It's actually taken me a while to paint. I love to paint people, and I always go off of photographs. I can't just paint off of the top of my head when it comes to people. And it's always photographs that have to spark something in me. Because a lot of people have asked to paint them, and I haven't come across a photograph of theirs that speaks to me. And until I do that, then it's really hard for me to paint it. There has to be something they're calling my name. So this right here is Paul. I'll leave you his Instagram down here. So Paul has a podcast, and I was listening to his podcast, and he was talking about his journey of acceptance and such, which is a journey that we all are on or still on, especially when it comes to body image. In the podcast, he was talking about posting a new picture of himself and putting it in his stories, and how that was a big moment for him because he had all these body image issues prior to that moment. And he starts off with this quote, which I completely agree with and I love, but I forgot who said it. Stop trying to fix your body, it was never broken. And that's something that I can relate to. I've had my own share of body image issues. I'm super insecure growing up. I remember even taking my shirt off was a big thing. I never liked that. I feel like my are too big. I call my peps because I feel like they're the size of pepperonis. So I would never like to take off my shirt or be exposed in that way. Even around my family, I would hide to change my shirt. I remember when we got to 6th grade and we had to take showers in front of everyone, bay showers, and then that was a huge thing for me because I didn't want anybody to see my body. And I feel like a lot of people have that issue where they're not comfortable in their own skin. And Paul talks about that as well. All these insecurities, are probably embedded in your head because of what you see in the media. Bodies are super chiseled and big muscle, abs, big arms. And that's what we associate as being, the perfect body. And that's what we compare ourselves to, which is so wrong in so many ways. And I'm glad that that's shifting away from that type of thinking. I think we're in a situation now where all bodies are appreciated, especially when it comes to advertisements. They're including diverse body types, which I think is something they should have done a long time ago because that creates so many issues for kids growing up. Paul talks about him not being comfortable seeing himself in the nude. So when this photograph was taken, he was comfortable in his skin at that moment. It was like a big thing for himself. And I know a lot of people probably judge when they see people on social media, maybe showing a little bit too much skin, but sometimes it's not about gaining or attracting that type of attention. It's more about your own journey and your own self-acceptance with your body. Sometimes it is, but not all the case. And everyone's definition of perfect body is different. We don't all think the same. I would never want to look like a bodybuilder. That's not ideally for me. For me, my ideal would be more like a swimmer's body, which I don't have, but I've come to accept what my body looks like and I appreciate it. I also take off my clothes for the gram because I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I don't know, I think that's something powerful when you love yourself and love your body as it is. Of course, you can do things to tweak here and there, like a good diet and exercise, but for the most part, I'm comfortable where I am. I don't overdo the exercise, and I'm not strict on what I eat because I love food and I have this relationship with food that I want to continue to have. So I just accepted myself as I am. And so did Paul. So this was a huge step for him. So when I was listening to his podcast, I thought, I want to see that picture because his story was so interesting. And I'm like, I want to see this picture. So I sent him a message and I said, hey, I had already painted his boyfriend. Let me show you a picture of that. So then, that's Alex. So then I sent him a text and I said, hey, do you mind if I see that photograph? Because I'm inclined to wanting to paint it. Because I paint photographs based on what they make me feel. And with his story, I already knew that there was something about this photograph that got my attention. So he said, yeah, he sent me the picture, and what is this? Obviously, I'm not a realistic painter by any means. But you be the judge and let me know if you think this looks like him. Like I said, his Instagram's right here, and also listen to the podcast. It's very interesting. If you click on his link tree, it'll take you there. But obviously, the photograph didn't have these smiley faces. And I wanted to start painting. I wanted to start incorporating things that I do on clothes, like this jacket and stuff. So I did it initially. I wasn't initially going to do this from the beginning, but somehow it just made sense. And I'm a big fan of KAWS, and I saw his exhibition in Fort Worth like 5 or 6 years ago, and I was very captivated by those structures and the X's in their eyes and their hands, which to him the X's on the hands and the eyes represent the virtual death of the characters he's creating into sculpture or painting. But that kind of stuck with me. So when I started doing these smiley faces, for me it was more about just, you know, X-rated material. So these faces are seeing something that's, you know, you must be 18 or older to watch. And then, you know, when you do post these type of pictures on social media, you do get the type of reaction that are like gawking, and that's why you have like these smiley faces slobbering, because there is a lustful interaction with some of the viewers. So I think that kind of just represents how people feel, you know, with the loss, how you feel sometimes with your body, not okay with it, sometimes you're indifferent, and most of the time hopefully you love your own skin and are comfortable in it. Well, that's all for today's video. I just kind of wanted to give you an explanation of what this painting was about and encourage body positivism. Positivity. And you know, just appreciate the body that you have, and if you can make certain adjustments in your exercise and eating habits, go for it, but for the most part just embrace the skin you're in. Like, every body is beautiful, and learn to love it. I've learned to love mine. And now it's completely displayed on my Instagram, so I'll leave it right here so you can follow me, check all the other content on my channel. Make sure to subscribe. Hey, and if you haven't seen my music video, I will link it here at the end so you can watch that. That's all for now. Adios y bye. Let me zoom in so you can take a closer look. There we go. He has really beautiful eyes, blue eyes.